get this out of the way then. How did your first secondary look as it lined up today?
Right. You mean you'd like to know who's starting and all that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
How about this? If, God forbid, something happens to Hudson Mason, do you all know who will go in?
Absolutely.
And who?
I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
But there is a decision made on.
That's probably one that we never got around to. We need to talk about that. No, seriously. We know, but I'm not going to say.
Let me ask you more organically. You weren't, it appeared that you weren't feeling, real confident about the secondary situation overall,
Right.
Tuesday and stuff when we last talked to you.
Right.
You feel better now, having had that meeting and the last couple of practices here?
We're going to be playing guys that some of the guys have never played college ball. And none of them have played in this system. So, and of all the positions on the defense, the backfield is the one that, if they make a mistake, it's usually a really large one. And you can make some mistakes up front and usually have some people to cover it up, or no one will know what goes on, So they're the ones that are exposed out there, and they're the ones with the least amount of experience probably overall. So it's a concern.
Mark, given that lack of experience, and I know under Todd the last few years, he usually had his guys and he stayed with them. There wasn't a lot of substituting in the game. I mean, could you envision maybe a rotation to give some guys different chances?
I could see that. I think just if you look at the forecast, you got to be thinking in terms of who besides your starters can go in there and function, because I think it's going to be a really hot day or an evening, and I think it's going to test everybody. I mean, both teams, both sides of the ball. I mean, it's going to test everybody.
Going to let Marshall Morgan attempt many 60-yarders this year if it comes to it? Are you comfortable with him?
You know what? If there's a little breeze behind him, he hit a 60. Did we tell you that the other day? He hit a 60 the other day.
Failed to mention that.
What's that? Did I mention
I
that?
think you failed to mention that.
Well, what we did was we set up a situation similar to what happened at the end of the Iron Bowl last year, just to cover it. And so what we did is we had a ball down there. We could have just had him kick short, but I said, you try to make it, and then we'll make sure that if you do make it, we'll flip the ball to whoever's back there so we can get a return out of it, so everybody can know what to do if that happens. And he drilled it. But I mean, there was a breeze behind his back, but it wasn't a gale force wind. A little breeze to his back, and he nailed it. And a little bit to spare. So he's got that capability.
You know what the anniversary of this game is, right?
Is it 25-year anniversary or what?
30 years since
30
Butler
years.
kicked the 60-yarder against him.
Well, I knew that's where you were going, but I didn't know how many years. I knew it was an anniversary of that probably, but I didn't realize how many years it was. But that was a whale of a kick. To do that in a competitive situation is pretty impressive. And I don't know what his career long, it might be 56, but that was about 56 and just that far from 57. When he attempted it, I was thinking it was a 57-yarder, but I guess if it's just even fractionally in front of that line, they call it a 56-yarder. But he's got the ability to go 60, I'm sure. If he, like I said, the little breeze, he could do it.
Mark, you were a coordinator for a long time in a major program, and you've had numerous coaches come in and work for you here. When you look at Jeremy's time on the job till now, how much of an impact do you think he's made relative to maybe some other coaches in terms of just attitude, what he's done for the team, some of the changes y'all have made?
Well, I think anytime I hire new coaches, I want to know what they know, not just football, but not just X's and O's or schemes, but also how things were done at different places that they've been at. And you got Rocker at Auburn, and you got Eckler with LSU, Nebraska, Southern Cal, Indiana. You know, Coach Scher at Alabama as well. You know, I want to know some of the things that other people do, and just see if there's a better way, or sometimes it's not necessarily a better way, but if it's a different way, and everybody, you know, is bought into it, then that's fine too. You know, like you know how we restructured practice to a certain degree was the things I want to make sure is we had enough time for special teams and fundamentals and all the down and distance situations, field position situations. I just had to make sure that all those ingredients were in there, you know, so to speak. It's kind of like baking a cake. You know, if you have the right ingredients in there, it's going to come out fine no matter what order you put them in there. But you know, so sometimes it's just a matter of just getting everybody to get excited about something new sometimes too.
A lot of weapons on offense. Jay Rome hasn't really talked about that much. Is he kind of coming along with the foot and able to be a weapon in the pass?
Jay's doing well. Jay, you know, I mean, when I say he's a weapon, you know, I don't know. He'll be part of the group that we hope that will make plays, and you know, sometimes I think at this time of the year, everybody's just so ready to play a game, and you see the good things our guys do, but you see the warts too and all that. But I think when we get out there, put the red and black on and get between the hedges, and everybody's a little amped up, I think we'll look good again. But I think everybody's a little bit tired, and we got to make sure that, you know, and we are backing off of them as far as the amount of practice time and all that kind of thing. But you know, it's going to be nice to you know, have a day off Friday and then get them ready to go Saturday.
Is there anything new this year? I mean, you know, in terms of game, I mean, we know practice routines and those kind of things have been kind of new this year.
Mm-hmm.
Anything going into the game? You guys had your dress rehearsals and all that. Y'all plan anything different?
Not really. You know, pregame may be slightly different, but not really much different. As far as we might do a little bit more work against each other, a little bit of work between offense and defense against each other a little bit before the game. Not competitive, but just to kind of get lined up against something instead of doing it versus air, you know, that type of thing. But not much of anything new.
Anything else?
Just time to play. It's time to play. All right, gang.